everybody. Welcome to Chortle Games Live. My name is Steven, and it's just me tonight. Um, Jeremy's working late, Jake's doing something, so you just got me. I've been playing I almost call it Space of Thieves. No Man's Sky this week. I've been re-addicted. So, we're just gonna do some space pirating tonight. Don't know how long I'll do it for, but that's what we're gonna do. Hey, Courtney. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Mic is a bit low. Got it. I will push the mic. How about that? Is that any better? This game tends to run a bit loud. And I was also talking kind of soft, so maybe let's fly around a little bit and see how it sounds. The mic does look like it's coming in a little soft, but okay, cool. Is that still good, or do I need to lower things down and just make a lot of noise? Holy crap! Hey, Jared, how's it going? I feel like you haven't been around here in a while. This game teeters between hauntingly quiet and ridiculously loud. How you been, Jared? What brings you back? That's a combat freighter. I've been still quiet once the shooting starts. Got it. Okay. So it's weird because this mic, I've got it all the way cranked from the actual mic itself, and I'm barely getting in the yellow. Actually, I'm not even getting in the yellow, so I'll just lower down the desktop channel a little bit, and I'll crank down the audio some. Drop that to 3, or no, drop that to 5. Just drop them both to 5, and we'll see what that does. And I'll just try to talk louder. It's against my nature, but I'll do what I can. That is weird about the mic, though. It shouldn't be doing that. Because I'm watching the levels, and yeah, it's very low. I will... Let me check one thing. Nope, yeah, it's the right thing. Is that better? Okay, cool. We'll just roll with this, and if I need to repeat anything, just tell me to repeat something. How are you doing tonight, Courtney? Let's see if this freighter... I've been stocking up on combat freighters because, well, to be honest, I just don't have many, and I'm finding a constant need for them. Also, this system that I'm in a pirate-controlled system, which is why this space station looks so strange. Feeling a lot. Can you elaborate on that? Minnie. But, yeah. This system has... Or I found a ship in this system that I really liked the look of. This is what I'm currently flying. And it was kind of like this, but it actually had a tail and the wings were flipped to where they had that cool kind of, I don't know what that type of wing is called, but they looked reversed. Hey, Austin. Jared, it's ridiculous. I went from being a chief hater of this game because when they launched this game, it was straight up fraud. But it's been 6 years, and I've only been playing this game since the update that came out before the most recent one, the Sentinel update, where they overhauled the combat, and I've been addicted to this game ever since. I've made a town, subscribe to Chortle Gamesville. We're going to go there real quick. But I love this game now. They've made it into something special that honestly feels like... It feels unlike anything else to play. And they've continued to make it worthwhile to play. And I've put 60 hours into this game probably. Maybe closer to 70 total. And I feel like not that I haven't scratched the surface, but I feel like just today, I learned. Let's see, where is my starship? Has it landed yet? I think it's landing. Yeah, it's over there. So we're gonna go over to my spaceship. You see how there's this colored outline around everything? Because I learned today, I noticed that colored outline, so I did some reading. The way you organize your upgrades, if they are connected, then they actually get a bonus. Did not know that at all. But see, now that's got the white outline. So the way you order your upgrades and such totally is important. Hey, Vortex. Courtney, I just saw your long message. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear about that. That's a lot. I get it though, like just having those days where everything just kind of hits you. Totally understand that. I can't relate to the gravity of the situation that you're feeling, but I feel like I've been there in the past. And I know it sucks. And if there's anything I can do to cheer you up, let me know. That's why I'm here. Was I ever able to rename my drone? Oh, Vortex. Also, did you see I did name him BT Jr.? My mech is BT Jr. That's your doing. My drone is running away from me because I accidentally shot him. Laylaps is his name. It's an interesting choice. Time to be a mayor. Endorse the event, obviously. I've got buku money and my people need to be happier. It's kind of ridiculous how much I've poured into subscribe to Chortle Gamesville, which considered a metaphor for the actual channel. Oh, hey, Jeremy. Hey, if you want to stream tonight, let me know. But that is, gosh, it's almost 9. I didn't realize it was almost 9. That's crazy. But yeah. How much I've spent like investing in subscribe to Chortle Gamesville, and I only have 28 citizens. So consider it a metaphor for the channel with how much time and effort we put into this thing, and yet we're so small. Totally understand, Courtney. It's hard. Where am I going? That's right. I need to go up to the frigate. Freighter. That's right. Hey, Jeremy, I've been playing a lot of this today because yesterday was supposed to be a day off, but it did not end up being a day off. So today, I've been playing a lot of this, and I decided, you know what, I'm feeling this right now, so I'm just going to be a space pirate. That's all I do on this game now, pretty much, is I commit acts of piracy. Where's my freighter? I know I parked it around here somewhere. There you are. How was work, Jeremy? Glad to hear it, Jared. Sorry this stream's been, like, the energy's been kind of low. I am kind of in a daze because I've been super tired today, and I'd had like a 20-minute power nap right before starting the stream. So I promise that in the future I will entertain you better. But hope you have a good weekend. Catch you next time. I want to like that ship, and I do like that ship, but it's too big, you know? That's the thing I like about this new one that I got. It's very compact, but also it's still a hauler, you know? Vortex. You too, Jared. A lot of these ships look like Lego sets, honestly. This guy, you better have some new expeditions for me. Finally. Freaking finally. I've been waiting for this guy's expeditions to refresh, because I've just had all the jobs done. So this is why I've been investing in combat ships a lot, because combat missions. Sure. Let's do that. I don't believe them looking like a Lego set is a bad thing, Courtney. I think that's a fantastic thing. And the way they... This whole game is procedurally generated. And so the ships themselves also work off of procedural generation. So in a way, they are kind of like Lego sets. The pieces are just a lot bigger. I'm not hyped for Lightyear at all, personally. I think it's kind of silly. I think it's okay, exploration, got it. I think it's very gimmicky. I just don't see the point. Holy crap, I need to get some exploration ships. I didn't realize. I've got so many combat ships now, though. Jeez. Alright, let's send 2. And that, okay, and we'll send a support ship as well. Okay. No, it's just called Lightyear. It's cleaner. Where? What happened to all of my ships? Maybe my other ships are just deployed already or something. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, that'll help. Oh wow, that's awful. Hope he's okay, Jeremy. I'm gonna have to get some more exploration ships and support ships. Probably not many support ships though. So this is a balanced expedition, so let's send combat, industrial, and why not? Combat. Perfect. Alright. We'll have to come back for the discovery voyage. I invested in more mission rooms, so I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 expeditions live right now, and I've got 3 more rooms ready to go, I believe is what I saw. But enough of that nonsense. Let's go commit crime. How about that? Wall-E is such an underrated film. I don't understand the hate for it, honestly. Even from a sense of like no dialogue storytelling, even though that's not the majority of the film, but it is a large portion. From a no dialogue story, like narrative, it's excellent. And I always thought, yeah, Wall-E, a lot of people hate that movie. one of the biggest Disney fans I know, self-proclaimed, hates it. It's like a running joke that he hates that film. But he actually hates it. But I love it. I can't say it's one of my favorites, but I definitely think it's underrated and deserves its place as a great Pixar film. I watched Ratatouille for the first time recently. Back when we went to Paris, we watched it in Paris. It was kind of cool. Freaking love that movie. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I don't know if I can say that one's underrated or not, because I feel like that one did get a lot of love, but I do feel like the animation, at least, doesn't get as much praise as I think it deserves, because that movie has some gorgeous animation. But I really like that movie. Let's go to the space station and then we'll go back to that system. That's encouraging that you guys, that your experience has been that people like WALL-E, but people I've talked to, it ranges from either it was fine to absolutely hated it. Are you talking about Flushed Away? Or was it kind of a claymation kind of deal like Wallace and Gromit? Or was it Ratatouille? Okay, they're trying to arrest me, and I'm going to get away from them. Let's not comply. We're a pirate. We don't do that. Oh. Flynn's been working out outside. Positron module. No, that's the minigun. Pulse engine. No. My ship is so efficiently modded. It's kind of beautiful. Like, just look at this. Look at all those colors. I'm hoping to get rid of a lot of these illegal mods and swap them for some higher tier. I thought what was a washing machine? Oh, the sound? No, that's Flynn. When he's like breathing heavy after running around a lot, he sounds like an engine trying to start, or an engine that has started that's on idle. I like this ship. I like it a lot, but I do not like the color scheme. And in this system, like the system in which I'm local, that's the only version of the color scheme I can find, and I just feel like it's too big. I like how it's kind of funny to say that a character that I relate to, or that I feel that I relate to in certain aspects, is a rat. Anna's laughing at that one. But I really relate to Remy and how they portrayed him seeing the world differently than his peers. And I'm trying to think of a way to say that without sounding like a douchebag that thinks that I'm worth more than I am. But just not in the sense of like, I relate to him because he was a genius and I see myself as a genius, but I relate to him in the frustration of not being able to communicate my perception in the same way that, like, he was saying, hey, taste this, now taste this together they make a new thing, and his brother's just like, nope, that's just food. I liked that. I liked how they portrayed it visually, and like with the colors combined, and like the music, and I thought that was cool. I I know exactly. Talking about the Vine with where's the lamb sauce? That whole thing. We were talking about that either today or yesterday. No, it was today. It was today. So I'm a bit annoyed. Okay, is that the system? That's got to be the system. Crap, I can't risk it. I need to drop a teleporter in this system. I've got to go check the computers. I can't access the pirate system from this space station because it's illegal. So I have to warp there manually. But I can check my records and see if my previous system was that one. And it just occurred to me that I did not bother to memorize what that system was called. And also I'm going to have to find it again on the star map. I just didn't handle that situation very well. Okay, I'm glad you understand what I'm saying, Courtney. I have those moments a lot where, like, Spider-Man No Way Home is a great example of this. I do not like that film. I had a good time watching it. I mean, if you've watched any channel content within the past 3 months, you know that you all pretty much know my feelings. But just to reiterate, it was not written well. Okay. Asame. That's where I need to go. Cool. But it was not written well. And that bothers me. And trying to explain to people, hey, this is what I see, and no one sees that because they, from their perspective, 3 Spider-Men were on screen, so the movie can do no wrong. Like, I have those kinds of moments a lot where I look at things with a critical eye, and sometimes it gets in the way of my enjoyment. Often it gets in the way of my enjoyment. And the frustration that I feel is less so that, like, I want everyone to agree with me. And it's more so the frustration of feeling like no one understands what I'm trying to say. And I just run into that a lot. How scripted is Hell's Kitchen? Well, I can tell you, Kitchen Nightmares. What's that show we watched? What's that Gordon Ramsay show where he fixes restaurants, families, and marriages? Kitchen Nightmares? Okay, yeah. That one's scripted as hell. Oh my gosh. Hilarious, though. It's so funny. Like, it's literally Gordon Ramsay goes to a failing restaurant, and he's trying to fix it, but also you find out that the owners are married and they're having marital problems, and they sit down and, like, have counseling with Gordon Ramsay. And there's even one part, one of the funniest just random moments in I guess you can call it a reality TV show, but Gordon Ramsay's having like a powwow with the staff of the restaurant, and basically all of the problems are getting blamed on the sister of the owner. And the head cook or whatever is getting special treatment, and he's not even that good. And Gordon, someone says, yeah, that's because he's sleeping with the sister. Gordon's like, what? And then it pans to show this man who looks like, if you think of an old coot in like a small town, it was him. And he just kind of appears in frame, and Gordon's like, is this true? And he's like, yeah, it's true. And he fires him on the spot, and he's like, all right, bye. And you never see him again for the rest of the episode. Oh, it was so good. Dr. Phil, but with kitchens, yes. I don't like most reality TV because it's super scripted and fake and everything. But that Kitchen Nightmares show, it hits that note of like entertaining schlock that it's like watching a good comedy show, you know? So I'm sitting around here waiting for one of these ships to spawn, but I'm actually going to see if I can get a job locally. And I'm going to go down to one of the planets and drop a teleport station. Raid a capital ship. Cool. That seems like a horrible thing to do. I'm very thankful that this system is Vy'keen, because the Vy'keen have no love for me. So I don't really care how their opinion of me changes. And when you're doing piracy in this game, it's either you're being like a good pirate and just killing other pirates, or you're raiding the ships of the local species, and so your faction relations can fluctuate. I don't care about the Vy'keen. So it's great that this system, I can basically act however I want and the relations won't suffer as much because we already don't like each other. Look at that landing, kind of. That slowing of dissension. Dissension. That's good about World of Warcraft. Guild Wars 2 is getting another expansion. Also, guys, look at my character now. I look like a legitimate, like, space bandit. So in typical fashion of the way I've been playing this game this week, I am a pirate, so I can only have bases on moons. This planet looks about as much like a moon, I think, as you can get. How so? Because you can glide in Guild Wars 2, and the flying, if you're referring to, like, sky scales, like riding dragons and stuff, yeah, I would consider that flying, but I do look like an average Destiny player, Vortex. That is hilarious. But it's hard to look cool in No Man's Sky. So I take what I can get. Alright. No prior claims on this site. I'll claim it. So let's call this Portal Post Bravo. Cool. So, you know, it just occurred to me that I normally provide power to all of my systems by use of solar panels. I don't think it's going to work. That is what they're called, Vortex. Very good. So let's just do a stone floor. Sure. So how are we going to get power to this thing? Yeah, I don't think a solar panel is going to work. Biofuel reactor is the only thing that would do it. I'm going to place down a solar panel just to see what happens. You've just heard us talk about it so much, Vortex, that you've had some of the knowledge ingrained in your head, I guess. We'll get to the illegal activity soon, guys, I promise. I'm just doing myself some favors. Alright, so, yeah. I don't think we'll get any sun here. Wow, that's the fastest I've ever been proven wrong. Hilarious. Okay, so we have we have solar power. That's good. And then place the teleporter module. Got to get some carbon nanotubes. Wow, that sounds like it straight up stole Guild Wars' whole thing. You feel free to doze off, Courtney. I will be here to lullaby you to sleep with my excessive ranting. Lullaby you to sleep sounds incorrect. Okay, cool. So we are generating power, and that should be self-sustaining. Like, I don't know where the, like, because it looks like nighttime. It honestly feels like I'm standing in the one sunlit spot on this entire moon planet thing. That's hilarious. Whew, Flynn. He tooted. Alright. Off to do illegal things. So this ship is a hauler class, which basically means it's meant for transport. Like, just to put simply, it's got the highest storage capacity. But thankfully, this game allows you to place upgrades in both the technology panel and the storage panel. So what I've done is I've turned this thing into a freaking gunship, where half of my general stash is ship upgrades. As you can see, the base stats are in white, and where they are now, because of upgrades, are in yellow. So I've taken good care of this ship. So I'm basically hauling a transport ship, like a cargo ship. I've turned it into a gunship. And I'm very proud of that. You know, just earlier today, I was saying, gosh, they never drop combat ships for me. And now they're only dropping combat ships. Where are the others? They are beneath me. I'm going to see if I can find an exploration vessel. Nope, that's another combat ship. I can tell just by looking at it. That's a support vessel. That is going to be a merchant ship, I believe, but just to be sure. I feel like I have more than enough merchant classes. I just need, like, yeah, it's a merchant class. I just need one more exploration class, I think, and I'll be good. And maybe I'm good right now, and I've just sent so many missions out that, whatever. Oh, you're always ready for another round of Team America. What a great time. All right, I am assaulting a freighter. I'm scanning for it in pulse jump. Found it. Let's go. My fleet is going to appear behind me. They're not appearing. There they are. I have 3 support pilots. And this is the kind of reason that the Vakeen hate me. One of the nice things about flying a hauler, I guess I forgot to mention that their other quality is that they have the highest shields. So they're kind of like just a tank, but with a stock low firepower. So I changed that to where I'm as maneuverable as I am defensive, but also like I pack a punch. Now we gotta escape. Alright, got it. Oh, shoot, they're in range. Let's see if we can outmaneuver them. This ship is so much more well-kitted than the Milano was. And I just got this thing. I may have gotten it yesterday, but I tricked it out today. And that's one of the things I love about... Hold on just a sec. Okay, cool. It's one of the things I love about this game. Is that, like, if I find a ship that I really like, I can just throw it in the garage and be like, I'm gonna come back to this thing later, collect mods as I find them, and just trick it out. So if I find a sail class, whatever they're called, the new ones, I sold the one that I had just because it wasn't ideal. But if I find another one tonight, which they spawn frequently in pirate systems, I'll buy one and I'll probably trick it out. Yeah, gotta hand that in. The current name of the game for me is, let's get some frigate fuel. I'm trying to collect as many nanites as I can. That's nanites right here. Gosh, Flynn, stinky. Because that's how you, it's the resource that you use to get upgrades and even to, like, upgrade your wingman. So pretty much stocking up on that to upgrade my team. I want S-class pilots all around. I've got an S, an A, and a B, funny enough. And then if I get 10,000 nanites, I'll be able to afford a 4th slot for a wingman, so I'll be a full 5-man squadron. Oh, what do we have here? Let's go check that ship out. This is what I do. This is a surprising amount of my time playing this game, is hanging out at space stations and scouting the talent. Like seeing a ship flying and be like, hey, how much for the ship? And then you see it's a C class and you're like, never mind, you're garbage. Get out of here. And it really helps. Oh wow, never mind. Okay, we got an A class. Not bad. Can't hold anything. Good lord. Let's see what you cost. Wow. Honestly, I could probably flip this thing. So, I mean, like, not even 1 million units for an A-class ship. Sure, why not? And it looks pretty cool. Looks like a jet. But the fact that it's A-class, I could maybe kit it out with some upgrades that I just kind of find, and use that as leverage to buy another ship. Because you can exchange your current ship for a ship when you're trying to buy one. Not sure how I feel about the color scheme, though. Because everything's red in here, I can't tell really what colors that be. Get in. There you go. All right. And as I do missions in here and, you know, take out pirates, I will get hold of illegal goods. That's a lot of this stuff. That sells really well outside of a pirate-controlled system. So a lot of the pirate game is stocking up on illicit goods, traveling to a peaceful system, selling it for profit. Wash, rinse, repeat. But I just enjoy kind of just being in this game, you know? There's something about flying around, getting in space battles that's a lot of fun. And just the fact that I could always run into a ship that I've never seen before that I really like, it's cool. It makes me want to keep playing. Gosh, these poor ships. Come on. There's, like, no music in this game. Star Silk. Absolutely living that Guardians of the Galaxy life. In fact, I'm going to turn up the music volume and see what that does. Just because I don't know if it's just so low that I can't hear it, or if this game just doesn't really do music that way. See, there's a music cue to tell me that I did the mission. Fugitive Starship? Okay, just got a contract to kill a pirate. 150 cred. 150,000 cred. That's not bad. That's my favorite thing to do, is just hit them with the Cyclotron Ballista until their shields drop, and then just smacking them in the face with a missile barrage. That'll insta-kill a lot of ships. The king can't decide how to feel about me. 1 second I'm ambushing their traders, and the other I'm making their sector a safer place. I think it's one of those games where the music is less a soundtrack and more of, like, audible cues, if that makes sense. Also, one thing that I love about this game, just the details, is the reflection of light and how they use it. For example, when I landed the ship, when I was facing the back, the reflection of light behind me was glaring on my screens, but as I turned, the glare went away. That's super cool. It makes it to where the sun can actually get in the wrong place in a firefight for you to where you can't see your HUD. Oops. Give me that fuel. Sweet. So we're going to deliver some illegal cargo, because this will take us to a system, like a peaceful system, and we can, while we're over there delivering the cargo, we can visit a space station and drop off some of our illicit goods. This game has VR compatibility. Oh, I'm loaded in this game, Vortex. Because within my first 2 hours of playing, a player dropped 250 million credits in my pocket, and I have used that initial push to really make give myself stability. I'm living comfortably, making money off of the money that I was given. I sound like such a 1%er right now. But I've been definitely giving back. I bankroll all of Jeremy and Jake's endeavors in this game, and I'm happy to do it. Alright, apparently I discovered this galaxy. That's cool. So, oh wow, I'm low on pulse drive. Where's this? So the story in this game, believe it or not, actually took kind of a crazy turn. If I'm understanding correctly, the story took a turn where there is a supercomputer at the center of the universe called Atlas. And Atlas, turns out, is actually the center of the universe because he's running a simulation, and existence in this universe is a simulation. And you find that out and have to cope with the fact that you are not real, and so does everyone you know. And so where I am in the story is that I'm traveling to the center of the universe trying to reset the simulation, while everyone I've met is contacting me saying goodbye with the knowledge that they don't actually exist. Didn't expect that angle from this game, to be honest. It's kind of cool, very meta. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but I think I really like it in terms of like a twist. Because in a game like this, it makes a lot of sense. And they even like explain the relations between all three races, and added a lot of interesting context there. I could not think of the word context. Yeah, but obviously I took a break from actually playing the story and, you know, resetting the simulation to exist in the simulation and be rich in the simulation. Also, because of what I did at the Atlas interface that I was at, when I learned all this information, Atlas was like, hey, everything's going to end in 16 minutes. Because apparently 16 is like a word that whenever people utter it, it causes them pain, I think. And so he's like, everything's going to end in 16 minutes. But, and this is the part where I'm kind of like, I don't know if I fully comprehend. But because Atlas is a supercomputer and he comprehends time differently, 16 minutes could be 30 years. So we're like, we have 16 minutes to live, but it's not our seconds. So we don't actually know how long we have to live. Wait. I've only ever seen one other grave, and that was a story element, so that's interesting. See how much money I make for just scanning flora and fauna? It's crazy. I make almost as much money scanning a big tree or a big animal as I do raiding a capital ship. $5,000. Move out of the way. Whatever your name was, Laylaps, Clip Clop, whatever. There's a creature. Whoa. I'm actually, I forgot that I actually have some missions active to scan new creatures. So I'm working on another bounty while I'm here. Oh, sweet. There's just something about this game, man, that is both like harkens to like an adventurous spirit, but also I'm just running through the plains of a really interesting looking alien planet. That's got to be it, right? That's got to be it. It looks like my contact over there. It's just easy playing, you know? It's literally him. My visor knows it, and it just won't confirm it. Oh, plant. Sweet. I'm sorry if this is boring. This is just the kind of stream that's easier for me. Like when I'm not in the middle of a big single player game that I want to stream, this is the kind of stream that I usually do. Is something that's just easy to talk while playing, you know? Not the most visually engaging, but you know. Yep, this is my guy. Not looking very intimidating with the full pink armor. Is that presumptuous of me? Probably. I don't care. He's a Vakeen. I don't care what he thinks. Is that racist? I don't think so. They don't exist, because nothing exists in this game. Glad you're chilling, Vortex. Gotta scan that thing, whatever it is. So when I bought the Noble Kestrel, my current ship, it cost me 100 million cred. Is that right? Yes, 100 million. And that was without a trade-in. So that dropped me down to 55 million. And now I'm back up to 92 million because of all the jobs and money-making schemes I've got going on. I swear, there it is. What are you? Gotcha. It's a wreath. It's literally what? I remember when this game first came out and the creatures were not that creative. Like it felt like it was creating the same thing over and over again. And that was supposed to be like procedural aliens or whatever. At least my experience in this game, now I don't know how much they changed post-launch. I'm sure they worked on it a lot, but I feel like there are so many weird creatures that you can find. Like yesterday or the other day, whatever, I found what I can only describe as a cow with fish-like features. Like it had a fish's spine, it had 6 legs, it kind of had a fish face. Vortex, I don't think I have heard of that. Or at least I don't feel like we've talked about it. It may jog my memory when you tell me. Oh crap. They know I've got illegal stuff in my ship. Hurry. Nope. Look at that. I drifted into the... Look at that. Pro pilot over here. Something that I will say, like, and I don't know how much of the like space pirating stuff was in the game before the Outlaw update that just came out, but something that I do hope they add to is there's not much of a feeling of treachery in this game. Like, it's hard to die, especially when you've got a lot of resources, because like even if my ship shields go down, I can on the fly charge my shields and be fine. So I also, my exosuit is fully upgraded to where I've got max inventory, max technology, and max cargo. I'll have to check it out, Vortex. That doesn't ring a bell. But this game doesn't feel very treacherous once you get your footing. And so, like, what I say by that with, like, the space piracy thing is that it feels almost too easy to be a pirate, and how, like, it seems like if the Sentinels get onto your trail, you can just kind of go to a space station and lose them. I hope that they elaborate on like needing ID, like fake IDs or whatever, to escape that kind of stuff more, because right now it's just kind of an inconvenience rather than a threat, if that makes sense. Let's see if I can to him. Nope. Ooh, what do we have here? Okay, so see, that's the ship from earlier, but the wings are switched out for those kind of arched thrusters. What do we got here, my guy? Not a bad ship, to be honest. Let's see what you're charging. Yep, that's what I figured. 8 mil. But that ship's kind of worth it if you want a fighter class ship. I love the look of fighter class ships, but honestly, I like the look of my haulers more because they look more like the Milano. And I can't play this game and not have some Guardians of the Galaxy vibes going on. Just can't do it. You can't make me. Okay. Where's all of the goods? There we go. So see, the demand is up here because they don't have this locally. So like right here, the decrypted user data, that's produced locally. But Moon Ether is not. So we are gonna sell for a profit. And that bumped us up 6 mil. Trying to keep everything sorted, but I'm failing at it. Whenever I see that class of tail on like a fighter, Mother of the Sun, that's an appropriate name for it, I think of the Nova Corps ships from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. You know, the most useless starfighters in the galaxy, where they were like, let's make a space net. Haha, you can't do anything. Oh wait, you can actually hit our ships from in front of the net? Got it. Okay, so we're all dead. Which I think there was a claim to fame for James Gunn on that one, where it was like the highest death count on screen, like the on-screen shot with, the shot with the most on-screen deaths. That's what I'm trying to say. I think he held that record for a while, which is hilarious to me. All right, going back to Zame to collect my money. Vortex, if there's anything in particular you want me to do in this game, let me know. I can try to do it. But I figured I'd focus mostly on just doing chill criminal activities, you know? I'm gonna chill in this station for a little while, hoping that I find another one of those ships. The one that I saw I didn't buy because it was a low tier C class. I want to entertain Vortex. That's what I'm here for. I want to make your day better. I want to make everybody's day better for watching this stream. You know? That's why I do it. And also I have no social life and I'm bored. This helps me not forget how to talk to human beings, for the most part. Oh yeah, more nanites. I like when you just go up to random NPCs and they just Or doing a random action like he was just holding up a hologram of a weapon, which doesn't really make any sense. I'm tight with the Korvax people. We're good. I learned the Gek word for syrup earlier. Which, don't know why, but I did. Oh. Okay. Not bad. Holy crap. Is that it? No, that looks a lot like this one. Okay. Let's see what they're selling for. Normally you're more likely to find Visionary Eagle. That's the ship. But again, it's a low C class. But you see how the wings are flipped? I think that's what I want. This looks like another Visionary Eagle. Yeah, it's got the flipped wings. Ooh, Pirate King. Dang it. How funny is that, though, that two of these... I think it's literally the same ship. Yeah, two of them. Yep, Visionary Eagle, JJ4. Yep. Same ship, and he left. Okay. Just to make sure, I'm going to make an offer. I'm going to see what this thing's worth. Oh, come on, guy. So I'm not going to buy that because Lord knows what a high tier version of that ship is going to run me. So let's not do that. But I really like that ship. That's probably the kind that I want. So let's get back to it. Let's make that cred. You know, like make that bread. But subscribe to Showcase. Where are you at? There you are. I did try. Earlier, I pulled a really sick maneuver where I was getting chased, but it was at like a pirate base, which was a stranded, destroyed freighter in the middle of space. And I was getting pursued by some fast fighters, and so I needed to do like a quick turn, so I clipped my wing on like a bar from the freighter, and it forced me to do like a quick spin around turn. It was awesome. Something that totally would not actually work, but it did for me. Oh, man. Goodness. I mean, it would have ripped my wing off, and yeah. Or it would have just snapped the bar off, depending on the integrity of everything. All right, Vortex, pick a job. I will do any of these. While you do that, I will check my phone. Oh, there's my water. Vortex, this guy with tooth cheeks is going to keep shaking his finger at me if you don't. Ship raid, we need some destruction. Excellent. That's actually the one that I would have most preferred to do, based on the reward. You have the eye of a pirate there, Vortex. Also, did you like the name of the stream? I did call it Space of Thieves, right? Not Sea of Space. Because I'm going to be so embarrassed with myself if I called it Sea of Space. But also, I'm not going to change it. That was awful. That didn't happen. It does. It does look like a giant minigun. So glad that I have the increased mobility of this ship now. Because like the Milano could not turn on anything. Like it, because with this thing I can do sharp turns like that. It'd be fine. With Milano, I had to get a wide berth on everything. That's it. I gotta. Yep. Got it. I feel like there's like an hourly council meeting with the people of Vakeen where they're like, all right, we hate him again. Oh, man. It's basically a staple of my solo streams at this point, isn't it? Okay. You know what? Let's raid another capital ship. Why not? other ships? Anybody? Oh. Nope. Nope. You just missed the... I almost said porthole. That feels wrong. Oh, we got somebody. Immediately going to ask him how much. I hate this because this is the most I've felt like I related to the Russian guy from John Wick, and that's not somebody you want to relate to. Where I'm just going up to everybody being like, how much? How much for the ship? Okay. You have my attention? Okay. Yep. Yep. Bought. Yeah, that's the sail ships, like the new ones they added are like modular to where they extend out and they cast out a sail. I'll show you next time I go to a... Actually, next time I check in on my subscribe to Chortle Games Vault, I'll fly that ship in that system so you can see. Yep, freighter assault. I hope they add more ships like the sail ships, or they add like that effect to some current ships, because I think it'd be really cool if this ship's wings like folded back or something when I landed it, because I love the modular look. If it wasn't for the sail being like, it's just I only like certain sails on these ships, which is why I haven't really owned one. Well, I owned one, but I sold it. My wingmen are so good. They so rarely will break formation. And that's that. Yep. Lose them before I can jump. There we go. And break. With those, I'd often lose the direction which I'm supposed to actually go, but it doesn't really matter because I've got well upgraded. I've got good pulse engines, so it can course correct for me pretty quickly. I'll take a job that has me going to a peaceful system, Vortex, so I can swap out to my pirate ship, my newly acquired pirate ship. Newly acquired S-class pirate ship. What's this guy's name, Vortex? I need you to give him a funny name. Illegal cargo, I'll take it. He probably already has a name, but I need you to give him a name. Oh wow, we got a lot of these sail ships. C-class garbage, get out of here. Get out of my pirate outpost. Ugh. These people are disgusting. They're awful ships. How dare they share space with the dread pirate Chortle. Don't quote me on that one. Let's see what we got here. Look at that. Look at that. These frigates hate me. Like, there's some crazy dude out here flying like a madman. Gognar. Okay, I can see that. I don't need you. Alright, we are delivering smuggled goods again. To the neighboring system of Lerod. Lerod. Descendant of Frank from Elden Ring. That's good. That's pretty good. He does look like Frank from Elden Ring. I miss Frank. I haven't played Elden Ring in a good little bit. Just because I do this thing where with games that I'm not overly attached to story-wise, like games that I'm more so play for the experience or the mechanics, I do this thing where I hit them too hard, and I feel like I've done everything I want to do, or at least have hit a point to where I just need to take a step back, and that's kind of where I am with Elden Ring. I hit level like 201, so pull up. Okay. This is literally the planet we delivered to already. Yeah, Borderlands is another one that's a good example. Because, like, Tiny Tina, I still really enjoy Tiny Tina, but I beat it once, and so, like, I'm not super motivated to play it right now. I'm not an absolute champ like Austin to where I'm not satisfied till I've beaten it with every single character. But Austin gets his money worth out of his games. Can't fault him for that. Oh, this could be it. And I fully intend to going back to Tiny Tina. In fact, Austin has been collecting an armory for my character. Is this really not it? Are you kidding me? You're freaking kidding me. Minor settlement detected. Okay. Too bad that's not where we're supposed to go. Guess we're hoofing it, guys. On the same planet that we already did this once. I should totally make that teleporter post. Should make that a vehicle drop point to where I can place that there and then deploy vehicles anywhere in the system as long as my freighter's there to connect it. But I don't know how much I'm going to actually take my freighter here, because that costs fuel. Superheated rainstorm. Awesome. Better make this fast. That's got to be it. See, it's times like this where I do wish I had my mech on me, to where I could just avoid the rainstorm by sitting in the mech. Sure, there's acid rain falling on my head, but I always have time to scan a planet that's worth 55,000 credits. Here we go. Gotta hurry. Wow, Wow, something's going on with my jetpack. It was lasting way longer than normal. This dude's just out here without a helmet on, like, whatever. Yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting from it, Vortex. Thank you. Another detail that I like in this game is when you fly in the rain. You hear that? You can hear the rain hitting the hull of your ship. Just another one of those little details that adds to the chill vibes experience of playing this game. Okay, to the space station. Also, that planet literally looks like a cotton ball compared to that one. This game's crazy. I found a planet earlier this week that was like 90% ocean, and I went to get in the water, and it was like, oh, this is acid water. So it's 90% just... No, it wasn't acid water. It was radioactive water. That's what it was. So, swimming in the water there gives you cancer or something, which, great. I thought for a minute, before I got to the water, I was like, this might be a cool place to make a base, like make an underwater hideout or something, which you could totally do in this game. But then I was like, nah. Alright, who wants some illegal goods? I got your fix. Go back. I wish that it would default. I'm using my high capacity inventory on my exosuit to put materials, like things that I use for crafting odds and ends, but it won't default to where whenever I receive those, that it goes to that storage, so I have to manually move it. That's annoying. It's a small thing, but it is a thing. Alright, Gorkug. You look like a Gorkug. You also look like you're wearing the head of another monster that looks like how you look under the mask. But it still looks like a mask. I've already talked to this guy about his... That's what I was trying to do. Do I have any? Do I really not? It's crazy. Normally at this point, I would have some tech that I've salvaged from pirate ships to see what kind of modules I can get from them. Strangely enough, I don't have any. I guess because I've been raiding capital ships, so the people I've been killing have been innocent, non-illegal technology using people. But it's okay, because guess what? Dude that looks kind of like a baboon. Here. Oh, he doesn't want my stuff. I was gonna give him a thing. Hey, what's the word for pathetic? So many of these guys. You see that dude? He's like, hey. Hey, get annoyed, bod. Also, this guy is literally the twin of the dude across the way. That's funny. Let's make some money. Ooh, look at that. Up 58%. Ah, gra gra. Hot commodity in this system. It is a galactic trade terminal. So that's basically how you access the public market. Okay. So I'm going to go back to subscribe to Chortle Gamesville. I'm going to check on my people. The inclusion of a like a portal network in this game, very happy it exists. Because not only can you like set up, like I have outposts that their sole purpose is basically to connect me to another system so I don't have to work there and I can remember where the system is. But also there are these ancient portals that you can find where you put in hieroglyphs that are this game's, like the hieroglyphs translate into a code for coordinates, which is super cool. So there's that, which people online, if they find a ship that they really like, they can drop it online and be like, hey, I found this ship variant in this system. So you can type in that coordinates from the portal and you'll go there. Really neat. That's what I was gonna check on the construction. Where even is the construction? I built this town and I still get lost all the time. But look at how great this town's looking. I mean, compared to when I found this place, it was a lawless town with a couple buildings where dancing was rampant. And now rapid dancing is illegal. And this is a thriving community. That's not a joke. I actually did that. But I'm sure you guys remember that. Oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. Select other ship. Maniwa's Geometric Prospect. What a strange name. Alright, let's see what kind of sales we got. But we're going to wait till the storm goes away because of course it's storming right now. So let's head to the market. See if I can get any kind of deal on my other cargo. Can't see a blessed thing. That's one thing that I do not like about subscribe to Chortle Gamesville that I wish I could solve is the weather. I don't mind the cold and everything, but the constant blizzards that just make it impossible to see, I could do without that. Thankfully, it does help the people forget about the ban on rapid dancing. Really helps with re-election. I'm just kidding. We don't do re-election. I'm their mayor forever because if I leave, the Sentinels will kill them. Literally, the Sentinels are constantly trying to kill them, and I am their only hope for salvation. Any day now. Guard Iwash. Iwash. He said he was running for it. For what? Why? Let's just go ahead and get in the ship, make sure all the systems are good to go. I love the cockpit for these. Super cool. This is why I want to play the game in VR. There is a VR version, and I just have to hook up my Quest to this game, but it's more complicated than that. I didn't want to have to do that before I streamed, but this is why I want to play it in VR. It's just be able to free look inside the cockpit. Alright, let's see what we got here. Hyperdrive is empty. That makes sense. Gosh, this is not that good of a ship. It's got good base stats, and I'll probably just turn this thing into a dogfighter. But in terms of like, pretty much I have it just to say that I have an S-class sail ship. What is this class called? Where do I check? Oh, it is. When I first got PlayStation VR a few years ago, I took Beat Saber over to my family for Thanksgiving, and my mom got scared of the walls and turned and tried to run away. Waiting for that weather to clear up. Oh, look at that. All right, Vortex, you ready to see this? You ready to see this thing? Oh, there's the sail. That's super cool. That's probably the sail that I would want. So I'm happy with this ship. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go check on my crew. I want more of that, though. Not the sails, but, like, the ship changing as it takes off and lands. That's so cool. I'll never get tired of that. Don't worry if you're just tuning in and expected more crime, more piracy. I will get back to my regularly scheduled criminal activity here in a moment. I'm just checking on my legal pursuits. Is this legal? I don't know. Let's throw in a trade class ship. Sure. Cool. Launching expedition. It's really sad when I've got so few available ships that it's an exploration mission, and my explorer ship is being taught how to be an explorer ship by a trade ship. I sound like such a nerd. It's pretty sad when I pushed up my glasses when I was doing that. You guys couldn't see it, but I think you all knew. Okay, this thing's a junker that I completely forgot about, so I need to fix it so I can flip it for a profit. Yep. Did not expect to be able to fix the thing in one sitting. Might be able to make it happen. Oh, look at me go. Look at me go. Okay, I've got to craft these, but I've got what I need. Hermetic seal and metal plating. How much of both? 1 and 1. Got it. There you go. Oh, we're not done. Cool. I found this ship crashed on a planet, which is why I even own it in the first place. Gotta get a metal plate. Oh, 3 of them. Got it. And there we go. But it's a C class. Why did I just pour so many... I gotta pay more attention. That was such a waste. Okay, I'm getting a little concerned. I don't see the Milano or the Kestrel here. There's always that part of me that's like, did I sell my 2 most valuable ships? Sure as hell hope I didn't. There you are. Beautiful bird. All right. All right, Vortex, what do you say? More piracy or general exploration or base building? What do you think? And if there's anybody else in the chat, you can also comment your preference, but Vortex is the one that I know is here, so I'm calling him out specifically. But I'm actually calling out all of you. Build some stuff? Okay, cool. Yeah, let's cool down from the constant swashbuckling space adventures. Let's touch up Chortle Peak a little bit. There's BT Jr. I love how he always greets me when I teleport in as if he's just been waiting at the door like a dog, you know? Okay. So I've got the 3 landing pads, so I don't need anything else there. Can I rotate that slope? I forgot what game I was playing for a second there. Perfect. That tower is awful. So I'm gonna tear that thing down. Gosh, look at horrendous. In my defense, I did what I felt like I had to do because it was not playing by the rules. So, let's see what tools we've got now. Because I added the folded, got the folded set. Okay, that looks really cool. So that's probably gonna be the top of the tower. And then there's a skylight. We got skylights now, guys. I think I'll put that further down because there's a space crab with spaghetti noodles for legs. Just another day in Chortle Peak. Okay. So, plan here, gosh, that looks awful, was you walk in here, and it's just kind of like an overlook tower, and from here, subscribe to Chortle Gamesville is gone. What is happening? Where's my town? Where's my beautiful town? Okay. BT. BT. He's down there. What is he doing? We're going to walk down there to make sure that the town has not been deleted from existence. There he is. Let's go. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, oh. What happened to my town? Let's see here. 4 minutes ago. Yeah. I'm going to assume that if I had reloaded, like if I had teleported to the town, then it would have been fine. But I'm not going to risk it. There's good old Milano. We're going to fly down to Chortle Peak. Seems safer. Okay, I see the town from up here. I can see Chortle Peak as well. That's so cool. Anyway. So the whole idea here was to kind of have like a lookout tower that at this point does not serve a purpose other than, you know, just aesthetic. But I'm wondering if eventually they will add turrets. So it's kind of a placeholder. But yeah, from here you can see all of subscribe to Chortle Games. I just thought that was a cool view. And then to climb, like going up further, you're supposed to be able to climb this ladder. Tippy top. And have like a observation deck. Like an all. But as you can see, one, I was kind of just doing this. I don't even remember if I built this on stream or not, but we were just kind of hanging out and I was just kind of trying to throw it together, so it didn't quite work out. I haven't quite tried it since, so. You know, I don't think the ladder's that bad, so let's just. I would love to deal with weather right now. Please send a storm. I keep doing that. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, right? Why do I keep right-clicking to place it? What game have I been playing? What game are you playing? See how that looks. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? I don't know if that would look better or I think the sky will look better because it, well, actually, Volcano Los Dos, right? I don't even know if that applies to this situation, but we're going to do it anyway. Yeah. I don't even remember what I said, but I intended to say it in a Batman way. Because I don't even remember my own joke. Oh my gosh. And then let's do that. Yeah, let's just do both. Stop right-clicking. Oh yeah, I said, what game are you playing? That just sounded like a Batman line, like something he would say to the Joker. I think is why I did it. I don't think it's even a reference to anything Batman specific. It just sounded Batman-y. Do I need to care about that? Doesn't seem worth it. Yeah, it's fine. How's that? Do we like that? Oh, he's absolutely said it before. And then can maybe stack these. Why isn't that wanting to grab? Welcome to the stream where I fail at basic base building. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Can I just place a cube? Will a cube fit? Oh my gosh. That looks so bad. Glass cuboid room? Cuboid frame? No, because that's not going to grab. And I need all this to kind of cling. So... I wonder if we do this. Can I place directly under? No. Why? See, the building can be very intuitive, but also it's that annoying kind of building to where it thinks it's way more intuitive than it is a lot of the time. So I guess I can just free build it. But I don't know if I like that or not. Yeah, I heard about that, Austin. That's awesome. Too little too late if you ask me, but it's definitely a good thing that they're doing it. It's just, and maybe, I mean, I guess it just adds credibility to what they were saying, to where the reason Tiny Tina was able to be crossplay is because they quote-unquote figured out the tech or whatever, which doesn't really make sense to me. But nope, that's not the one I want to use. It's probably that one. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna place a bunch of these. Guys, I don't even know what I'm doing. Don't even know if I like this. Oh God, I think I hate it. Yep, I hate it. Okay. I'm just gonna delete this whole thing up here. And also, I think I'm gonna go back to space piracy, something I'm actually good at. I do really like what I've done with this place overall, though. I'm starting to not like that, though. Oh, let it go. I think I just had a moment where I became the most like Elsa from Frozen that I'm ever going to be. Because I'm so unlike Elsa from Frozen. that a single moment when I was on a frozen mountaintop and I said the words "let it go," that was close enough to consider being close. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. I still haven't gotten to try the Chaos Chamber, Austin. Austin, if you ever see this game on sale, I think you'd really like it. Or at least you'd... It's another one of those games where I feel like you can just sink so much time into it. Whenever I think of a game, like what game would I recommend to Austin? It's a game that I feel like I get my money's worth out of. Like, objectively. There's just a lot of content. And this is one of those games. It's also crossplay. I don't know if it's crossplay from PlayStation to Game Pass on PC, but yeah, maybe. We could have a pirate clan, guys. Pirate guild. That sounds better than clan. Clan's been kind of defiled. All right, let's go kill some merchants. We were talking about you earlier, Austin. How we admire your dedication to the games that you purchase. Where's my man? Didn't like that. Where's my guy? That's a little better. Where did you go? Aha! On the trail. Kind of. I thought I was. There you are. I had you the whole time. It's just cool. The ballista not only shreds shields, but it also disables engines. So it just makes them sitting ducks, and with the missile barrage, switch back to proton cannons and just burn them down. A lot of The Office, so I almost wanted to end that fight with cleanup on aisle 5. Looks like there's going to be a cleanup on aisle 5. Check, please. Okay. Oh, now I'm a detractor. Outriders announced their expansion yesterday, and it's going to be a Jokes in Space. It's probably this one. It's going to be a pretty sizable package. Why did I say the phrase sizable package in this economy. But it's gonna offer a lot of content. Let's deliver some cargo. There's going to be a new campaign. There's going to be a level cap increase, a new ascension system, a subclass, or a new tree for all the classes. Tons of new gear, new endgame mode, a lot of stuff. And it's going to be a $40 purchase to upgrade to the expansion, which is more than I expected, but less than I'd be willing to pay. And by that I mean because I love the team at People Can Fly so much and the work they've put into Outriders in general that I would pay $60 for it, even if it was just an expansion. I'm very glad they are charging $60, but I would totally pay $60. But you can pay $60 to get the base game and the expansion, so that's kind of nice. Basically getting the base game for $20, which it's well worth. But it's probably gone on sale for that already. Oh, good. Going back to La Rod. I swear, if it's going to send me back to the same freaking planet to talk to that same guy who just lets hot shower water fall on his head. Boiling hot shower water, mind you. Oh, good. It's the same planet again. So what have you been up to lately, Vortex? How's your life been? Update me on the latest goss. Oh, that was a tree, and those were more trees, and that was another tree. Just got a weather warning, so I'm going to try to do this without getting out of the ship. That's not going to happen. I mean, still, that's pretty cool. Were you here for the announcement on Monday? Is that Monday? No, Tuesday? Were you here for the big announcement? I can't remember who all was here. No, Flynn did not get married. Anna is pregnant, and we are having a child. That's usually what happens when someone gets pregnant. We're due in September, so another Chortle baby on the way. That picture that I posted in Discord that was like, "What's Flynn reacting to?" That was his face during one of the pictures that we took for the announcement. He was like mid-yawn, and it was captured on picture. It was great. Yeah. I know, new baby, not quite as exciting as dog wedding, but still pretty exciting. is. Yep. The dogs are still going to be my babies. Don't get it twisted. But, yeah, we're having a baby. We've seen how Minnie is with babies, and it's the most precious thing you've ever seen. Like, she gets real low, and she approaches real slow, and she's very gentle. It's so sweet. Flynn loves everything and everyone, except for possums and squirrels. But he forgets that he is, in fact, a horse. And so he can be a bit much. But I think once he gets used to it, and Flynn's good about this, once he gets used to a person or other creature, he's great. But I think he's going to be real protective of the baby. He's going to love it. Especially when they get old enough to run around with him. Not going to lie. Something that always gets me to the point where, like, my heart is broken is just the thought of the mortality of dogs. Even just talking about that, like, because I'm such a downer, and I don't allow myself to feel any good thoughts. I just think of, like, our child and what age they're gonna be when Flynn is probably gonna. Minnie's gonna live longer than Flynn, which is why I say Flynn. But knowing that Flynn's not gonna be around from a certain point forward absolutely tears my heart apart. But he's only 2. He'll be 3 this year. So he's still got a lot of life ahead of him. But it's just so sad. Gosh, it was so sad I forgot what I was doing. Ah, yes. Pirates. It is. And this was a planned child, thankfully. I see, when just scrolling through Facebook, I'll often see videos of, like, children growing up alongside the family dog, and it makes me want to cry every time I see it. It's just so sweet. I never had that growing up, but what the hell? I've never seen that symbol before. Interesting. I never had that growing up. I never had pets. But the dogs have been such a great presence for me ever since we got them, that I'm really glad that our kid is going to grow up with such good dogs. I'm terrified of other people's babies and other people's kids. But, like, I'm fairly comfortable if it's, like, immediate family. Legs impatient. What the hell is that? Commandant Ne. That's who we're gonna. So my family. Don't know if you guys have stopped me if I heard this one before. My family adopted kids from China. 4 girls and 2 boys. And when raising them, I was completely comfortable with them. Like, you know, babysitting them, holding them, feeding them, all that kind of stuff. But I'm so uncomfortable around other people's kids because I'm always just, like, so worried that I'm gonna, like, say something I'm not supposed to say, or, like, somehow hurt them or just have awkward moments. You know, I hate that. And so I'm so awkward. Peak awkward is Steven, like, being handed a child that he does not know, or being put, like Sunday on Easter, we FaceTimed with Anna's sister who has a baby. He's a cute baby. But I've only been around him once. And there was a moment, and I'm glad Anna did this because I did want to see him, but Anna put because they FaceTimed, Anna put the phone in front of my face, and she was like, say hey, and I was like, hey, kiddo. I just didn't know what to do. But I'm expecting, and maybe it's just hopeful, like me being hopeful, that I'm gonna be like super comfortable with my own kid. I don't know. Just one of those things. Got my quirks. Was it a few weeks ago we talked about how I can't eat ribs in public? I've got my issues, okay? Hey, standing increased. We're like, thank you, pirate, for killing pirates. But we still remember what you did to all of those capital ships. You're still just a detractor. No, wait. You are no longer a detractor. You are neutral. That is a worry that I have. And I've never, to this day, never changed a dirty diaper. I'm going to, obviously. But, you know, you see, or at least back in the day when America's Funniest Home Videos was a thing. Gosh, I'm old. I know it still is, but, you know, before it was Carlton. You'd see videos of dads, like, nearly puking when they're changing a diaper. And I'm just like, gosh, I hope that's not me. I want to actually be helpful. Let's kill more traitors. What's this guy's actual name? Zabetti. Okay. Zabetti is better than whatever you came up with, Vortex. I'm sorry. We don't know if we're having a boy or a girl yet. My mom wasted no time reminding me, well, if you have a boy. Like, oh, really? Is that how those work, Mom? I never knew that. You think it's a boy? Vortex. Okay. Why is that? We're going to go to a different pirate sector after we do this one. Interesting. So, my family, like, biologically, I'm the youngest of 3 boys. My dad comes from a family of mostly boys and 1 girl. My mom comes from all girls. My oldest brother had a boy first, then a girl. My other brother had a girl first, then a boy. So it's a crapshoot. It really could go either way. We want a girl though. I'll be happy with whatever as long as it's human. Almost said as long as it's healthy and human, but I'll, love it in spite of. I'm not a Spartan. I'm not gonna throw my baby off a cliff because. Stop talking, Steven. But we'll be happy with whatever. But we both want a girl. I'm more comfortable raising girls, and I think the thought of having a boy terrifies Anna. We're all over the place, Vortex. We really are. Changing to the girl side. Stephanie for the win. We would not name a girl after me, unfortunately. That seems like such weird. Like that. It just seems like a vanity issue. If you're just like, it's so important to me that a child is named after me that I'm going to literally name a girl after me. That just seems weird. Like, it's already weird enough to me, unless if it's like a family tradition. I can understand that, but even that is like, it's almost like thrusting expectations on your child. But to me, it's already weird enough naming your child after you at all. Like, if we were to have a son and I named it Steven, I would hate that. Like, that just seems so weird and vain. Like, my name was so good that I want you to have a round with it too. No. Okay, we're going to raid this capital ship, and then we're going to go to a different system. Have I not gotten any... Seriously? None? I've killed so many pirates. I forgot you're a third. But, I mean, you being a third, I guess that was like a family thing. Like more of a tradition passed on, right? Holy crap, that's so weird. I just learned the Gek word for tradition. That's so weird. Dude, No Man's Sky is listening to my conversations. I'm legit uncomfortable right now. Let's raid a ship. Here we go. Where's the cargo pods on this one? Okay, all over, I guess. These are my least favorite kind of ships, where you don't know where the cargo pods are located and it's not obvious. Well, I guess on this one that I'm looking at, it is more obvious. Come on, wingmen, take out the turrets. See, those are the ones that I like, where it's very clearly like a pod, and so you know what you're aiming for. feel like capital ship raids are the most lucrative because you can just get a lot of stuff from the raid itself, not counting the reward. See, this is what I'm talking about. My shields are low, but I'm just going to go, boom, full shields. Because I'm stocked up. So this game, I don't really feel a sense of danger in space battles especially. Oh, I can imagine that's really annoying. It's called plot armor vortex. I do like that they gave enemy ships shields. That was part of this most recent update. Before last week or so, enemies did not have shields. So they were all really easy to kill. Now they can sometimes be too hard to kill. It is the same thing. Hard to kill is not the correct term, but the time to kill is a bit high. Which maybe it's not. I don't know. Ignore me. I've spent a lot of time in this system tonight. Alright, this is a Betty. I'm not going back to that system. I'm not delivering your illegal crap. We're gonna see what we can sell here. Probably not anything. And then we're gonna get out of here. Go to a different system. Yeah, we got a lot of contraband. Holy crap, we've got a lot of contraband. It's definitely damage per second vortex. Because, think about it. Fire rate at that point is really what's determining your damage with lower damage guns. Because you could have, like in Division, for example, you'll see that an SMG will often have a higher DPS than a sniper rifle, but that's because ultimately you're pumping out more damage per second, but a sniper is what you would call burst damage, which is a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Like, not infrequent, but not constant, like every second, where you like sniper rifles and burst damage is probably a worse example, but for Division it's a better example. Burst would be something more along the lines of something that does have a longer cooldown, but it's like your way to put in a lot of damage at one point. Well, damage per shot, that in terms of guns, that's just gun damage. Like in Division, just using it as an example, when you look at a gun's damage per bullet, statistically, it would make every gun look inferior to a sniper rifle. But take into consideration that a Vector is pumping out 300 bullets a second, as opposed to a some kind of bolt action, like a Model 500 bolt action sniper rifle, which has the highest damage per tick, like single hit damage in the game, but it's slower, has a longer reload, has a smaller magazine, so DPS in Division takes all of those things into account, not just fire rate and gun damage. It takes into account how long it takes to reload it, magazine size, so how frequent reloads are, stuff like that. So DPS is actually a complicated equation. Now in a game like Call of Duty, maybe they do damage per shot, I don't know, but I've always known DPS to be damage per second. So short answer, yes, damage per shot is simpler, but it's not all of the pertinent information, which is why DPS is the more complicated answer, whereas damage per bullet is the answer that you would consider to be damage per shot. Or at least that's what I go by. See, I'm not such a tryhard, such a sweat, whatever you want to call it. What did you just realize, Vortex? But I'm not such a sweat that I'm calculating damage per second and like coming up with the exact numbers of what kind of damage I'm dealing. I'm the kind of person to where I build like... I think of a concept and then I build it contextually around what it's like to need that build. So like... I'll come up with an idea, figure out generally the numbers, and then run it in the field. And I'll determine based on like maybe how many mags does it take me to kill this enemy, or bullets, or whatever. But I'm not like, well, this enemy has this amount of health, and if I calculate my damage numbers, then I know I'll take exactly 3.4 seconds to kill this enemy. No, that takes the fun out of it for me. And some people disagree. But to that point, that's where you get into the meta, to where you kind of shatter the illusion of like once you start getting into the specifics of a gun, to where you like, this is why one big reason, only one big reason, I don't look up anything when I'm making builds and stuff in the Division, because then you run into people who are just like, if you're not running the M1A or the M1 carbine, whatever that gun was called, wow, I've already forgotten. Baker's Dozen is the name of the unique gun, which this is just so stupid, which is why I hate meta, because people do whatever they're told because somebody on Reddit came up with a build that works in the Dark Zone. But people are like, if you don't run Baker's Dozen, which is the specific M1 carbine gun, then you're doing it wrong, because the stats are objectively better, and this assault rifle is better than all other assault rifles and stuff like that. That just ruins the fun, because maybe I just like the overall feel of a SCAR than I do an ACR. And to me, it's harder to justify using that gun if I've like looked behind the curtain and seen objectively that there is no reason to run the SCAR as opposed to ACR, just as an example. Which is why I'm more of like a conceptual kind of build crafter, to where I know what is needed on the field, and I will work with traits and equipment that doesn't have to do with like I don't worry as much about weapons as I do what the character is able to do. That way you can adapt a lot of my builds around whatever weapons you want to run. Because that doesn't ruin the fun so much for me, like looking behind the curtain with skills and stuff like that, because those are less varied than a library of guns. So I can say definitively, well, the striker drone doesn't do as much damage as the assault turret. So I know that if I want to, if I can only bring one of them as a skill, if I want just raw damage output, I bring the assault turret. But if I want something to draw attention, or if I need something that's going to stay with me in combat, then I want the striker drone. You know, it's a lot easier to nuance the differences when there's only one version of a stationary machine gun turret, if that makes sense. And it's so tragic, because the Division is, in my opinion, one of the greatest modern ideas in gaming in terms of like the concept with what they could do with the story, and just it does so many things right, but they don't know what they're doing, and they let the meta and Reddit run the show, or at least complain till they get what they want. And so it's so overly meta built where like they will look on Reddit and see somebody made a build. Like my favorite build of all time that I made on the Division 2 was a build that I kind of based off of like the Ranger from Guild Wars, let's just say that, but like a Beastmaster character. Someone who has a pet that they work in tandem with. I did something like that with a striker drone, but I found a loophole in one of the sets that was meant for healing. Like, it's called Future Initiative. It's a set that I run in Division still to this day. It's on my Harm... No, actually, I don't run on Harm Assist. I run True Patriot on Harm Assist. I run it sometimes. I think that's for my my mobile healer build that uses the drone and the Seeker. But, so the set basically says whenever you heal an ally, you receive a percentage of that heal, and send out that percentage of the heal to everyone around you. So basically, if you've got a frontline person, you heal them, you and everyone around you are healed, even though you're nowhere near that person. And I know this is going to get complicated, but just bear with me. So I found a loophole in the fact that, and this is in the game's description, and they still to this day haven't changed the description, to my knowledge. Skills, like deployable skills, I need to get out of here, count as allies. So, since skills have just, in general, higher health than players do for balancing purposes, since, you know, they can't take cover, they don't have the nuance of player tactics, they're just stupid NPCs, or stupid bots, so they need the higher health pool. So I ran Future Initiative on a build that was meant to be basically a offensive build operating as two separate entities, both putting out damage. And so I ran the Striker drone, which is a drone that has a little machine gun that flies around, and then what's called the Artificer Hive, which is basically a hive that sits on your back that sends out a little nano drone that buffs deployed skills, and it also heals them and resets the duration. So whenever that hive, every 15 seconds, I want to say maybe 10 seconds, whenever that hive would buff my drone, that would count as an ally heal. So I was able to not only heal my pet, as it were, but the heal on the pet that also buffed its stats healed me. So it was kind of like a symbiotic relationship build to where I'm doing the work of two people at once, but everything that we do independently buffs the other person. It was really cool. I was very proud of it. No one had done anything like that. But because they don't understand how to balance with nuance in mind, they saw some YouTuber, because of course, make a build using Future Initiative that did just ridiculous boosted healing using that trick of like healing skills, like healing deployable skills counting as the heal burst. So they just removed it from the game. Just outright removed it from the game because they didn't know how to deal with that, even though everything in the description of allies being skills, of healing an ally, like all that stuff, there was nothing breaking the rules. It was not unintended. But because they don't know how to deal with that, they were just like, well, let's just nerf it. But that's the kind of stuff I like to do in games, is think outside the box and be like, well, how can I take this thing that was intended for one thing and completely shift it to do something else? There was a build that I handed over to Austin that uses what's called the Rigger set, which is basically meant for having constant uptime on your deployables, and doing some burst damage with like turrets and stuff. But the skill basically reads, if you cancel a skill while it's still out, then your cooldown instantly resets. So I played around with that to basically make a infinite status effect build, where that's funny. I just read your message about Patrick Starr living under a rock being in it. That's funny. But I made it to where he could run a flamethrower turret and like shock mines, which normally their big drawback is their long cooldown. But as long as you cancel them, like destroy them while they're deployed, you just get the cooldown right back. So it's infinite shock mines and flamethrower turret, which are the two best status or crowd control status effects in the game. And they actually haven't nerfed that one yet, so that's good. Probably because no one's playing their game because they crapped the bed. But whatever. Interesting mechanic-driven games like that are dying because of games like Fortnite, and to a lesser extent, but still some extent, Destiny. Because Destiny realized that the vast majority of people don't really care about that. There is a large amount of people that just want surface level content, and I'm not saying this to rip on Destiny, it's just not for me, but people that want surface level content and they just want a game to play at the end of work where they know what they're going to get. They don't have to do any critical thinking. That's just compelling enough to where you don't realize that there's just no content. It's not even that Battle Royale is taking over anymore, Vortex. It's that Battle Pass and live events and the business model around Fortnite is taking over. BR had its day, but ultimately BR was just another trend. And the thing that's like actually hurting the industry is the things that Fortnite does to attempt staying afloat. Absolutely. And then there's the whole NFT thing, which it's probably going to go that way eventually, but it is funny hearing how much people don't want that. And how much it has backfired in a lot of ways. But, you know, companies are so tone deaf and they'll just steamroll. Like Ubisoft, for example, most tone deaf company I've ever known. Like, did you hear about, there was pushback, and I'm paraphrasing the story here, and quoting it on what I remember, but there was pushback from their employees about like shoehorning in NFTs and stuff. So as like a thank you or a Christmas bonus or something, it was some kind of gift they gave out. They gave Ubisoft employees hat NFTs. How stupid do you have to be? Right now we're in an arms race for third party. Like, third party is in the middle of something where it's kind of going away. And Xbox makes moves to acquire big corporations. Sony is kind of dipping their toe in that, but playing their own game. And third party, so many of them are going through issues of hostile work environments and just the industry changing, or them. That's sad. I love Avenged Sevenfold. That's sad to hear that they are NFT bros. But, you know, like, it seems like third party. I don't think third party is going to completely go away, but we're definitely seeing we're seeing them become an endangered species. And ultimately, I don't think it's a good thing. Because to an extent, there's something to be said about a developer needing something to succeed. You know, back in the day before Ubisoft found their niche and just stuck to it and refused to take risks, you could tell they put a lot of effort in a lot of their games because they needed to. Things had to succeed, otherwise it would cost them significantly. And I feel like that's going away because video games are becoming such a lucrative industry that risks are not being taken as much, and they're just doing what Fortnite does or what the really successful games do, and innovation is getting lost, or at least from the people that used to really innovate, it's getting lost. And then when you throw first party buying out so many third party developers, you take away even more of that feeling of needing to succeed, because they've got basically their sugar daddy paying for the game. To the point where either they don't feel like they need to do that to succeed because they're under contract, or they've got Big Daddy Xbox or PlayStation or whatever pulling the strings saying this is what we want, so their vision gets compromised. You know, like it just doesn't sit right with me. But I'm cynical. No, I'm not cynical. I'm realistic. Pessimist is just what an optimist calls a realist. Do I want the launch thrusters? Really, I need this thing, the photon cannon. That's a cool looking ship over there. Sir? Do you mind if I, look at his cute little hat. Let's see if you want to buy anything first. He looks so disgusted whenever I scroll down. There you go. That wasn't so bad. No, I don't like it. See, with this ship, I don't think the engines rotate, but if the engines rotated like to be, you know, fully horizontal when it was mid-flight, I think that would make that ship way cooler. But I can't use a ship with those wings because it's going to bother me so much. You know what? You know what? How much is your ship? I'm rich, so 4 million units just to prove a point, or why not? Okay, I own this ship now. Let's see what it does. Yeah, see? No, I don't like that. Because they're at an angle. As if they're constantly, you know, it's constantly like going down. No, I don't like that. I'm going to resell this ship. I just stranded that yak. Took this thing for a spin outside the lot, then threw the keys back at him. I don't want it. See, like, it's frustrating. But with this game, because they have put a lot of care into a lot of little things, I'm hopeful that they will update ships or add more ships that have that kind of modular feel to them. But we'll see. Alright, nothing here is going to really sell. Let's see what this ship is landing. Okay, it's a blue hauler, no wings. Nope. It's so hard to find a high tier hauler. I feel like they just don't get sold a lot at stations. Find me some pirates. That place has a testy conflict level. It's funny. Their conflict level is trivial, even though there is a black hole in their midst. Unstable, peaceful, tranquil. See, if I didn't have the portal network that I have, I would be so lost. I would never be able to return to anything. We're going to Horiera. Area. Land of Horrors. Sorry, area of Horrors. Probably keep going for a little bit longer. But you just let me know when you're headed out, Vortex. Oh, this guy looks like he's been getting high on the clock. Why was that so hard for me to say? Okay. I'll go for a bit longer then. All right. Noticed. I'm getting high too. Jeez. Let's deliver some cargo, since I don't want to... This is a GEC system, I prefer to not raid GEC capital ships. Let's see what we got here. So GEC systems are more likely to have haulers. This dude's eyes make me uncomfortable. Holy crap. Steve Buscemi if he was a lizard. Okay, that one looks pretty cool, but I do not like the neck. We were playing this game called Wavelength, I think, and me and Jake, we were killing it. Like, basically, the point of the game is to be on the same train of thought as other people on your team. That's true, Vortex, he does. But the question, basically, you get a topic, and just for example, Jake's was, on the right was people I can beat up, and on the left was people who can beat me up. And so he says a person, and we figure out where on, like, on the, where would the dial land between left and right. And so Jake, for, I think his was like 60% towards I could, like, that he could beat him up. And he said Steve Buscemi. And it was just like, I didn't know where he was going with that, because Steve Buscemi is an old man, but also his eyes make you not want to mess with him, you know? He just has that look of somebody who could, who might kill you. And also he was a firefighter. And I think, was it him that I think re-enlisted to volunteer as a firefighter when 9/11 happened? I don't know, he just seems like he's not just a fragile old man. So it was like, Jake, where are you even coming from? I think we lost that round. You ever have those moments when you forget that you're doing something and you're like, oh, I'm live streaming right now? I was just kind of sitting here just like, yep, I'm here. And I was like, oh yeah, people are watching or listening. I guess that's the life of an influencer. Right, Vortex? If I ever unironically call myself an influencer, shoot me in the back of the head. Find him? Oh, I think I did. First try, maybe? Wow, what a pro I am at delivering smuggled goods. Well, smuggling goods. Isn't delivering smuggled goods just called smuggling goods? Whatever, I'm good at it. Now we go to the space station. See what kind of upgrades they've got. I'm gonna try to, since I've got so many nanites, I'm gonna try to stock up on weapon upgrades and shield upgrades and stuff for ships, so that I've got a backlog of things I can give to ships that I'm working on. And I just discovered a planet. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was weird. Is this game boring to watch, Vortex? You can be honest, it won't hurt my feelings. I just saw you on that planet. Did I already come here? Whoa. Dirt. Dirt's going for a lot here. I knew I should hold on to that for a reason. Okay. Are you, like, miserable watching this game? Like, is this just boring? Is there nothing of, like, entertaining? Like, is this just not entertaining to you whatsoever? Like, if I want to expect people to watch this, should I not expect them to want to watch this? If that makes sense. Okay. Cool, I'll take it. I discovered the horror area system. I discovered the area of horrors. Let me know when that starts being funny. This game can be repetitive, but not in the same way that other games are. Like, you're never locked into doing the same repetitive task. So, like, tasks may not have a lot of depth in doing them, not all of them anyway. But there's such a variety of things to see and do that I have a hard time considering this game repetitive. If that makes sense. And it's hard to come back from an absolute lashing like the one that this game had. Thankfully, its comeback has been arguably as much as a story as its initial fall. Because when you think of a game that is a comeback story, you think of No Man's Sky. It used to be a game like Rainbow Six Siege or even The Division 1, but you don't even consider those anymore. Because Division 2 mucked the whole thing up for the entire genre, or franchise. And Rainbow Six Siege has been around for so long that people forget that it was actually a disaster for a long time. But this game is synonymous with coming back from literally nothing. Like, literally just the hatred of everyone. And now being pretty much turning it around completely. And that's impressive. Never seen anything like that, where the vast majority of people change opinion on something that was such a meme to hate on. That's hard to do. Like, even Division 1, when it had its comeback, it had its haters, where people were like, trash game, I'm just gonna go play Destiny, all that jazz. But this game, at least in what I've seen, it's hard to find haters of this game. And that is crazy. Because its first year, maybe 2 years, you couldn't find anyone who liked it. And if they did like it, it's just because they were one of those people that were so diehard on the concept that they refused to believe that it wasn't good. And that was my whole thing with this game, was like, when they were in pre-launch for this, I had said, this seems too good to be true, and there's something's got to give. You know, that this isn't what it seems to be. Sure enough, I was right. But to their credit, I would say this game is more than they advertised it to be at launch, and I never thought that they'd reach that. So they've defied my expectations. I'd say they defied everyone's expectations, honestly. Hi, how are you? Can I see your ship? Thanks, you chingle. Oh, garbage! Get out of my station. Leave my station. But I do hope that this game takes the route of Warframe. Warframe is a game that you just can't put it in a box. Like, when you think you've got it figured out, and you think it's just, oh, that's the Space Ninjas game where you go on co-op missions. You think you have it figured out, and then they do a open world thing, and you're like, oh wow, this is really cool for this game. And then you think that you figured it out again, and they're just like, hey, guess what? Now there's like space battles and starship stuff. Like, it just does whatever it wants to. The developers just kind of make what they feel like making. And I think this game is perfect for that kind of mindset of just adding more stuff that fits in the sci-fi space genre. Like, something I think would be cool is utilizing battles with fleets to where, like, frigates can actually engage in combat, and maybe even doing something like where you're on the bridge of your freighter, and those big space battles aren't a matter of you being in the space battle. Maybe you could choose to be, but it's more about coordinating your fleet. I think something like that would be super cool. Making your freighter something that you spend more time in to do, like, activities rather than just, like, your home base. I think that base defense needs to happen. More so than it already has, to where, like, you can place defenses at your outposts, and occasionally ships could come in and, like, do strafing runs and stuff. But because of the support they've given this game, I fully believe those things could happen. Whereas a game from any third party, any first party, you really feel like they showed their hand at launch. Like, we all knew when Far Cry 6 came out, we all knew exactly what the DLC was going to look like. Even though they announced 3 separate DLC campaigns, we all knew what they were going to be. It was just going to be either more of the game we already played, or it was going to be the first DLC released 3 times. And it was more of the latter. But with this game, and a game like Warframe, they keep you guessing, to where you can have those conversations where you're like, you know, I think it'd be cool if they added this, because they totally could. because this game is not defined by the moment-to-moment experience. It's defined by the concept of what it's like to play the game. Like, Outriders is a looter shooter. It is defined by that. Therefore, there's probably not going to be a tower defense mode added. But No Man's Sky is defined by what it feels like to get lost in an infinite universe. And that has endless possibilities. And with that, I think I'm going to end the stream. On a poignant note, while I stand up here on my high horse and judge the ships that are beneath me, which is all of them. Oh, and he left. He knew I was going to judge him. But thank you all for watching. Thank you, Vortex, for sticking around. Not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. It's hard for me to motivate myself to do solo streams anymore. I almost didn't stream tonight. Glad I did. This was a lot of fun. So, I don't know if Jeremy's available. Work's been keeping him late lately, so he just hasn't had the time. But if Jeremy is available, we may do Lego Star Wars like we promised before, or maybe some Helldivers, maybe some Outriders, you know, one of the classics. Or it may just be me. And if that's the case, I won't do Helldivers or Outriders, because those are no fun to watch solo. Helldivers might be fun to watch solo, but in a way where you watch me suffer. And I don't really want to do that. So, but yeah, check back with us tomorrow around between the hours of 7 and 9 p.m. Central Time. Since so much of our schedule is in flux right now, and it will continue to be in flux, we're still committed to streaming. But Jake has a kid, I have a kid on the way, Jeremy's got a job that's a little inconsistent on when he can leave. So know that, I guess this is, Vortex is the only one hearing this, but know that we're still committed to the channel. It's just that schedules are less consistent now. Not consistent meaning necessarily less, just less certainty on the when. But we're still out here doing it. We're still loving it. So expect a stream from us tomorrow. It might just be me again, though. So lucky you. In the meantime, hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great Saturday. And I will see you all